Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Talks at Tuesdays. This is your boy M3 and the homie Sophisticated Jerk.
What's good? What's good?
What's good, Sophisticated Jerk, man? How you been?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, we getting snowed in over here and shit. So yeah, I finally got outside today. They opened up the gym because they shut it down for a couple days. So yeah, they had to get back in the swing of things. But man, how's everything going with you, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Damn, y'all get all the fun stuff, man. Like,
man, you want some snow?
I love to be snowed in right now, man, and not go to work.
Crazy as hell. Shit, I was going crazy on Monday, because everything was shut down on Monday. So I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, you can have that. We could definitely trade. I'll get some of that California weather. Yeah. The only bad thing, y'all got them taxes over there, but shit.
Oh man, yeah.
Definitely take the weather.
Taxes, man. Uncle Sam is already ready for his extra cut, but it's all to the good, man. But yeah, definitely, man, it's always good to be up here streaming. So today's topic is women making mockery of traditional roles for men. Now, you're damn you're damn if you be a Pookie and Ray Ray. It's like no one's ever satisfied. They always got to make fun of something, right? So I'm just going to just jump into the video because I know.
Yeah, let's jump in. But just a little more background. Like the two females, man, they're doing like a podcast and they're kind of doing a typical thing where they're talking about traditional roles, what they want, but they're also modern as fuck. And that's what we're talking about, man. Like these women are starting to make a mockery of this shit. And we're trying to have these conversations because it's well needed, man. A lot of times, like when I first jumped into this space, I know you did too, not M3, where, it's always like, guys, we're giving each other pushback because of our egos. But the reality is, like, I think women want men to be traditional. Meanwhile, like, they want modern options. And that's where guys are just getting blindsided, in like courts and the legal system, because it's like everybody's trying to hold firm to being traditional. Meanwhile, women are like, I'm gonna cherry pick this. I'm gonna take this to traditional where they pay for everything. I'm gonna be modern, with my lawyer, with the coochies modern, So yeah, they cherry picking all this shit. And guys are just sitting there arguing and still being static. So yeah, we're just kind of trying to highlight some of this stuff. It's like, man, listen how they talk about the traditional role. Even like I forgot which live we were doing. We did quite a few on this topic where, they talk. When they mention like masculinity and provision, it's almost means stupid now, the way that these females describe it. And not saying guys are stupid for doing anything, because I think guys are coming to relationships with good intentions to take care of their family. But a lot of the women are like, oh, a masculine man would pay for all my stuff, my debt that I racked up and all this stuff. So it's almost like nowadays, the way they mention it, it's just so disrespectful and they're borderline making motherfuckers look stupid. So that's why me, you, and, Stan be giving a pushback on these topics. So enough. I know I was ranting a little bit, but yeah. I just wanted to kind of give that background and stuff. Because I know people are like, damn, another 50-50 topic. It's like, man, we about to step on all these chicks' necks until they stop like abusing this shit and just realize like they need to come to the relationship and work with a man in any circumstance. And so that's why.
Facts. I like that you said that. You know what I mean? So, but shout out to them, man. They help us make good content, man.
Oh yeah, put the mics on them, because before they was doing all these interviews and stuff, man, we were just arguing on theory and shit. So like I said, me and Manny came in there. We was getting a lot of pushback. We're like 50-50, man. They got to pay, like, damn that. They modern now. Y'all got to get that out of your head. Dudes was always arguing with us, but now that the females are like, well, I want a luxury. I want to sit at the house and do nothing, but he can't tell me what to do either. Now guys are like, oh, okay, I see what you saying. You know how many dudes are like reaching out to me like, hey, man, now I see why you was talking about the 50-50. They like, shit, I'm on board, dog. At first, I didn't understand it, but I'm hearing them talk. Sign me up, dog. They gotta pay.
Yeah. No, I'm a strong advocate for 50-50, man, because especially look, man, I don't know. I don't care what anybody else say, right? When you living in California, y'all might think it's sweet because y'all live in like in those rural type of areas where like y'all ain't really got like worry about ish like that. But for me in California, man, like look, I would do whatever it takes, man, to save, to build or whatever, and to spend less. I'm the frugal king around here. So
well, shit, y'all in that Bay, boy. You brothers in the Bay might need to get a 60-40 split. The female pays 60%. Yeah, shit out there is steep. Yeah, these dudes be out in Willacoochee, Wisconsin, talking about in a double wide trailer, talking about I provide everything. Like no shit, who can't provide that?
why you think?
But when you live in these urban areas, it's like
yeah,
it's different. Yeah, people got to come to the table with some shit.
Hey, right now, man, we're on the shores of eggs right now. We have no eggs in California.
Oh, for real?
Where I'm from. Yeah, man. So
damn,
man, if a bitch has some eggs or something, or you got something to offer, like, look, man, like,
yeah, y'all about to be on a bartering system out there, like in the old days. Like, hey, man, I got 2 eggs over here. Let me hold the fish.
Right.
I got this satchel of salt. Yeah, y'all gonna be on some old school shit out there.
Some little great pill.
Y'all better move to Oregon and stop playing.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Great pill was good.
But yeah, man, drizzle in California, man. Okay, so our 50-50 relationship's a bad idea, accidentally informed. So shout outs to that podcast. And
damn, so y'all for real out of eggs though?
Yeah, like I didn't think it was that bad because like it was like a week ago. Like I just purchased and someone told me right, to get like another carton of eggs. But I don't really have to like, feel like I have to, like use eggs like that much, right? So it's just only me in the household. And the following week, I went to go check. I was like, okay, Sprouts, all right, you guys it says no eggs or whatever, like, a shortage or whatever. And I will go to Whole Foods and it was the same thing. And I was like, God damn. And I didn't know that this was all over throughout the Bay Area where they was completely out of eggs. So I was like, damn, man, like we're living through some hard times right now, man, when we gotta start breeding some our own chickens and stuff.
Nah, shout out to y'all, man, because yesterday I had a 3-egg omelet during y'all shortage. It was fantastic, and just due to y'all pain and suffering, I'm probably gonna have another omelet tomorrow just to rub it in. So shout out to y'all, man. I hope y'all make it through that egg shortage. I will abuse my egg privilege that I have over here and eat all the omelets I can. But y'all hang in there, fight through the struggle. No, I'm joking. That was my asshole statement for the day.
Are you right? That has like those like snowstorms. I hope it extends for 48 days and 49. The eggs get frozen, but Great Bill says, I love my steak. A lot is homegrown, close to me. I don't think I've paid for since the pandemic. Paid for mine since the pandemic. Shouts to my country ass cousins.
Yeah, shout out to Great Pill, boy. Getting them hookups.
Yeah. We know Great Pill ain't country himself though, but I feel you though.
Hell no, that his New Jersey ass.
Right. Uppy ass Great Pill. But let's go ahead, man. And shout out
good, Uncle Rick.
Peace to the bros, man. Peace to you as well, man.
That's the OG right there. I said that's the OG right there, Uncle Rick. I be seeing him kicking that knowledge on these panels, man. We about to get that brother a holiday. He keep on saving people's minds up out here.
Yeah, one of these days we won't have an Uncle Rick Day, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man.
That's to make that a national holiday for him, man. Shouts to the people in the IG chat, Access Entertainment, Tobias Boom. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna get the video started for you guys, man, and stop rambling. But anyways, let's go ahead and fair use this. All right.
It's like how many hours? 12 hours a day?
Well, that would be time that I would use having sex. But now guess where America ranks in penis size? Oh, no, I can't be a mother and your lover. Because if I'm your mom and I'm doing motherly things for you, I'm not going to be as freaky because that's weird.
Yeah.
Put it on, girl. Let me see it. Put it on, girl. Let me see it.
Hey, everybody, we are back with another episode of Accidentally Informed.
Because we can't guarantee that you're going to learn something, but you might.
You might, right?
You might.
It's been fun lately, hasn't it?
I know. I've had so much fun with you. We had so many things going on.
I love your reactions. Like, they're really authentic and appalled sometimes, appalling.
Well, you know, I always ask Santa for a big sister, and now I'm rethinking.
You want to send me back up the chimney? Oh, by the way, I'm Claudia Jordan. This is my amazing co-host and friend and little sis, Erica Cobb.
Hello.
New podcast.
Hit that pause button real quick.
I feel a little bit.
I think people are definitely feeling. We're making some way.
I like Uncle Rick's comment where he say, "Not Jordan."
Yeah, he's
running into that wall, and she aging bad about her.
Not aware of who the two women are. Yeah, the one. Well, yeah, they should. Yeah, the one on the right, her name is Jordan, and the other one to the left, her name is Erica. And,
yeah, they're out here. They trying to do the whole podcasting gray pill.
Yeah, it's salutes to Uncle Fatty, man. See, man, we got both uncles up in the building, right? Uncle Rick and Uncle Fatty, man. So thank you guys for supporting us. We appreciate you guys so much. That white woman is starting to show up. Oh man. He's saying the inner white's coming out of her with the wrinkles. All right, well, maybe I'll give her 5 more years. 5 to 7 will be the max. But she is getting up there though.
Yeah, she's showing.
Yeah, she better live stress-free.
Aves. But first I gotta say, happy first day of Kwanzaa.
That's right.
It's Umoja Unity Day. So let's be united in our celebration of the festivities.
Well, funny you mentioned united because today we're going to be talking about relationships. And this is going to be a shorter episode because it's the holidays. You're busy arguing with your family, pretending you like your mother-in-law, and you actually want to spend time with your annoying kids and all that. No, just kidding. But we don't want to take up a bunch of your time. So just a little taste so you don't miss us.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have withdrawal. There was a really interesting video that was going around social media, and I live on social media.
Yes, you do.
It's because I don't have a man right now.
It's like how many hours? 12 hours a day?
Well, that was
Imagine
the time that I would use having sex. But now
okay.
I'm just like watching videos on Instagram.
All right.
Not the whole
same.
Not the whole 12 hours, but some of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a video I want you to take a look at, and I
Okay.
want to see what you think about this.
Okay.
There's a viral video going around of American men and Russian men being asked if they would provide for their wives. Every single American man said no. They said they wanted to go 50-50. One even said, she's an adult, she can provide for herself. They all mocked the idea of providing for their wives. Every single Russian man said yes. They were dumbfounded at the question, actually. One said, it's my wife, of course. They weren't like, well, it's 50-50. What's she bringing to the table? She can get a job. No, they recognize the value and privilege of just having a woman in their lives. We hear a lot of complaints from American men about modern women and how they aren't feminine, but they're not even functioning as providers and protectors. They want women to be their roommates who pay half the bills, provide a maid service for their dusty apartment, and are their bedroom buddy. When these men try to go find wives overseas, the women are always like, I'm not coming back to help you pay bills and lay down with you. Are you crazy? See, these men want women to be feminine, but they have her out in her masculine all day doing more of the heavy lifting and providing than they do. There's no benefit to you, sweetie.
You get it right, you're gonna be working.
Oh my God.
Can't read that.
Ladies, if y'all ever want to like use somebody to like hammer down your point, don't get sweetness up there with a mocha latte, whatever the hell he's drinking to make you prove your point. I mean, that just destroyed your whole argument. You know what I'm saying? I saw that part. I was like, oh, hell no. This is y'all like the person you're going to back your point up with. That's crazy. The funny thing, that's that clip we reviewed a couple weeks ago, M3, the one where it was the TikTok trend for the 50-50, and they did the comparison versus U.S. men versus the Russian guys. And, that's where we pulled up the stats, and we're like, hey, Russia has the highest, divorce rate out of like all the countries, Western and even United States.
Okay.
So it's like those guys are sitting there. You remember we were like, hey, if those are the guys y'all comparing us to, you eventually got to have the understanding that women might be the problem. Because if they're the provider guys that y'all bragging about, they're paying for everything and they still got the highest divorce rate. Yeah, eventually women got to start kind of recognizing that, hey, we might be the issue across the board because traditional men are having bad results. 50-50 guys are having bad results. So at a certain point, you know, it's like they got to look at some data and be like, damn, you know what? Everything we're asking for, we kind of get, and we kind of screw that up. So, you know, that's the funny thing where they like try to make those comparisons. It's like, man, y'all ain't like want to run some numbers and look at some data before you like made them comparisons. So yeah, and then they had to back it up with sweetness up there and shit. So it's definitely ignorant at a certain point.
Yeah, I'm like, anytime like when you try to make a strong point of something, don't try to find like a guy that's already playing for the wrong team anyways. You know what I mean? So especially like, you know, like Sugar Ice Tea, man, like that was like a bad, no, not bad. That was a horrible representation of. Look, man, when I clown people, man, look, I don't discriminate. Don't matter if it's like race, gender, orientation, whatever the case is, though. When your arguments like sound foolish, I'm going to attack the argument heavily. And then Uncle Fatty says, I'm going to need some receipts. Yeah. One of the dumb things that came out of this guy's mouth was like, he said that men will go for a passport women trying to bring them back to America so they could pay 50-50. And I'm like, I have never heard any passport brother who will actually leave the United States to try to bring a woman overseas into America. That's like one of like the biggest matter of fact, that's like one of the biggest sins in the passport Bible. You never,
they ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, you never bring a woman to the United States and get her Americanized. That will be a horrible decision and a wrap for you. You know what I mean?
One of the biggest issues I have with the argument that they're trying to frame is, and I like what Uncle Rick says, because, man, we got a lot of different guys that got different, I'll say, structures for their household. Like, you have guys that do pay for everything, but what women are a lot of them are trying to argue, because you never hear, like, women coming to the situation like, hey, okay, if I do want the man to pay for everything, you know, what do I sacrifice to make sure I can accommodate, you know, what he could provide? But what they're pitching for is luxury. And that's the issue I have with it, where it's just like a lot of guys, you know, like I'm 50-50, but I'm like, look, we're going to invest and work towards the household. We're going to do it a different way. And, you know, just so many women, they're not coming to the table like what's best for the household. And okay, if we do decide to do this, how am I going to make it easier on the man so he could provide for this lifestyle? It's like, nah, we want the trips. You know, you pay for the 2 cars, you pay for the phone plans. So it's never no sacrifice on their end. And that's why I try to get pushback, because I'm like, you know, that's unfair to a lot of guys that everybody ain't making over 6 digits and could do that comfortably with all the extra additional charges that we have today. Because, you know, I grew up in traditional households and, you know, like I said, we had the one vehicle. We didn't have the cable package that we have today, the internet and all that shit. You know, we didn't have cell phone plans. So you're probably looking at like $1,500 that they didn't have to account for back in the day. So that's the issue with people in modern times trying to still pitch a lot of stuff. It's like, man, you guys are not as simple as back in the day used to be. Yeah. You know, we wasn't going out to dinner like 2 times a week. You know, people were taking luxury vacations, you know, going on cruises and shit. So in their mind, they're like, hey, I want all this new age shit, but you got to take this on. And it's just like, man, it can't be done. And then also with people, you know, investing in, you know, their retirement plans for enough for 2 people, man, it's just getting harder and harder to accommodate. Because back in the day, they had the pensions also. But now it's just like, man, you got 401k. So you're supposed to be, I'll say, putting to max it out for one person is $23,000. So that's for one person. So you think about it for 2 people, man, that's $46,000. Who could be able to do that on one salary? So that's where people ain't taking into consideration, like, man, the new age dilemma that we have to deal with. So they're just like, hey, pay for everything or you're not masculine. And that's why I said that they're using masculinity as almost like if I don't get my way, then you're not masculine, or if you're not dumb in certain circumstances to pay for all my luxury and all my bad habits, you're not masculine. So that's why I was like, I got to push back for this shit.
You know, speaking of you know, masculinity, we have a strong masculine brother in the chat. Well, actually in the building right now. We got
shit
with his masculine ass, and
what's going on, Ruthless?
As well too. So salute to Wally.
Yeah, yes. How you gentlemen doing today?
Man, we doing fantastic, man. How you doing?
Oh, good. I feel great. Thank you guys for bringing this indictment up. It's beautiful. Another indictment on women. This is important. My argument to make yours weak, sophisticated jerk. It just helps. You see what you know, and this is a proud day man, because now you guys can actually visualize it, right? You actually see how these women are thinking about men, right? And you don't have to no longer project your marriage onto us when we have information that has nothing to do with married men, right? But it has everything to do with the men of today and what they have to go through to try to get to where you at, right? It's only fair that you see that this is our obstacles now. These are new obstacles. And it wasn't always this way, sophisticated. You know, when you got married, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't always this way. This is a new era. This is the evolutionary of women. The old women of the old times are extinct. I'm talking about in the frame of what, you know what I mean? And those who got their stuff, like you and men who got their results already, I said a lot of prayers that you never leave out that cave. Because if you do, you'll get swallowed up out here.
Well, I just think, man, people got to adapt, man. That's the biggest thing. Because there is people that work with other individuals. So, man, like, man, you gotta roll out them standards and you gotta stick with them. And if they don't want to get on board with them standards, man, you gotta keep it pushing. And that's the issue.
So I agree with you. If the evolution of men, right? I totally want to. Men do need to evolve, because you know the problem is most of us men still want the traditional setting. We still want that, but you got men like you come talking about y'all need to do this, y'all that. No. We men, really truly, we want the traditional standards, but the women are not giving it back. They're not offering that up anymore, right? Because they see now the prize for them is freedom, right? They're getting emancipated, right, out of slavery, right? This is their mindset. You know, we know that it's not slavery because we take care of them both times, get a lifestyle for that stuff they do. But they're saying the money they want from you, they want to control it. The money they get, they want to be able to make the call. So, you know, they're not going back. It's over with. Men, we do have to evolve and understand that the woman you need to prepare and evolve for, instead of forever, more like 2 to 3 years in, take it and run with it.
So you're saying tradition is done then, pretty much.
Over 100%. And shout out to Cam Newton, right? Because he is one of our evolutionaries of relationships.
Oh,
right? He saw it. He saw the vision. Yeah, he had the vision. He said, because you know his first intention was, I want to get married. I'm sure, you know, all that money. He wanted a family. He wanted a wife. Growing up, he's seen his father and stuff. But then once his blinders came off to see what type of women he was dealing with and how their mindsets were not fit for that type of lifestyle, right? Instead of him walking into a burning house, he threw water on it and said, you know what, we're gonna keep it just like this, and this will help us to be able to function in a more, you know, co-parenting role. And I'm sorry to say this. I apologize to you, Mr. J. Jerk. But women are horrible friends. They don't make the best companions. So it's better that they function in a separate role, so that way we can then at least have some sort of peace, you know, some sort of routine that we can stick to.
You was doing good till you said that Cam is an evolutionary nonsense. That dude be wearing capris, got all the baby moms. I think he getting sued now for like a vehicle that he leased out at one of the chicks' names. But man, that's a bad example.
But guess what? He has stability.
Yeah, he got stability, definitely rich, but we see that play out all the time when them dudes have like all those baby moms and them chicks be bleeding them to death with all that money and stuff. So he might be off in a worse position.
Well, Bill Gates' wife got some billions and Jeff Bezos' wife got billions. So what are you talking about? They left. And Tom Brady's wife is coming after his assets, even though she's already a millionaire. So once again, rich men are getting divorced. I don't know what you're talking about. And wife is still
no, absolutely. So we're not talking about we're just talking about Cam. You know, you can't, because like if you're going to make the comparison with the marriage, that's fine, because that is true. That is an outcome that you got to be realistic about. That could happen. Like you said, people are going to come for the money, but you don't go turn around and then have like 6 baby moms and shit, all these kids, and you got to pay all the costs. You damn near did the same thing almost.
You're a hater now. Because why can't I have my legacy? I want my legacy still to come forward. I just want it in a more stable fashion that works better for my kids. I don't want to see why you want me to get married so we can get divorced, potentially, right? And this is a very, and I'm gonna give this to you so raw. This is ruthless here. The more money you get, right, the more likely that woman's going to leave you. And this is what Cam was seeing, right? People think when you get money and riches that, oh, you're going to get the women are going to, submissive women. No, they're looking to take. So he's like, okay, I want my legacy. I want what I want. But I think this is best suited in this capacity. And he's actually correct. He's not like Tyrese, right? Who women talking about, oh, I have better options, right? Then I had kids and she left him because she thought the other guys wanted her who were rich too. And they just wanted to smash. And when she found out they wasn't going to marry her, she was like, oh, shit, I fucked up. Or Mockery talking about, I'm graduating from being married, right? Right? So he didn't have to do all that. He already in a set stage where it is there's nothing for them to leave. Everything they're doing, right? And they're still benefiting. And they're getting a lot of things that wives get without the leverage. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect fucking sense. They don't have shit. Wow. They do not have the leverage to him. They can't leverage him out. With the wife, they kill it. Yes, the wife has the leverage.
Yeah, and like I said, I get with you on the marriage shit, but yeah, if you go and create all that chaos with all the baby moms and shit, they living everywhere, and then you don't got no control over them households and how them kids raised, then yeah, you creating a whole bad situation.
Now, this is once again, right? This is where I'm going to win this debate, because a hostile environment is worse for kids. So we're going to force it. Force it. You see the house is burning. You see the house is on fire. But for the sake of your legacy, you want to take your kids and raise them in this burning house, right? And then guess what happens? They end up separating anyway. But it's even worse because now they're not understanding it because they're used to having their mom and dad in the house together. But they also, what you don't understand, KJ, most couples or married people don't get along. So the house is always split up. Inside the house is already split, even though they stay together. Right? That's what's called sexless marriages going on. Right?
Yeah, you go to the extreme, but it's just say even if the relationship goes bad and you end up getting divorced, at least you didn't intentionally go into a situation that's bad. So when you're creating like 8 kids with 6 or whatever baby moms he has, you're intentionally setting up like bad environments for them kids. So that's the difference.
No. That's where you're wrong at. They're going to the best schools. They're going to his kids are going to the best schools. They're having the finer things in life. How are they in a bad environment? Explain that to me. Are you saying the woman is terrible?
Yeah, partially because he ain't selecting them because of their brain. He's selecting them based on their looks. So when them women, they're gonna move on because they just there for the money. So they're gonna have their own relations. So that exposes your kids to
what?
External dudes that's gonna be coming around them. So you got no control over that shit. So yeah, that's where the issues come.
Oh, so you see Maury Povich? You're not the father. You don't remember that? Oh, that's what you want to do, huh? You want to go marry and then find out that that wasn't my kid. I was taking care of a kid that wasn't mine. All the
Cam is creating nigger chaos. That's what he's causing. Those kids, they could be popping pills and Molly. They could be all fucked up down the line.
That has nothing to do with parenting.
To a certain degree, it does, man.
You control your kids?
What was that?
You think you control your kids?
You can't fully control anybody, but you could definitely lead by example and set the environment. So typically kids don't drift too far from that. Now, they do go get in trouble and shit like that, but
this is where you're wrong.
Typically would drift back to where the foundation was.
Okay. So let's me and you bridge the gap, right? Because maybe you didn't grow up where I grew up at. I grew up in the hood, after mud, right? And all the a lot of parents were alcoholics, and some of them were very chaotic, right? Very unstable households, but homies was still, everybody was doing what they aspired to do. Everybody wasn't, because their mamas and dad were terrible moms and dad, all the homies went gangbanging, right? Some of them still want to play sports, trying to go to the NBA, to the NFL. Some homies want to be accountants. Some homies want to be doctors. Not very many, but a few, right? You had nerds. So you had different sections of Black people, even though they had unstable households and unstable environment, still striving. Because remember, you got to remember, the people who are of the degenerates they're minority. They're outliers, right? They're not the majority. So majority of the homies that grew up in the hood in them unstable environments and homes most likely become some sort of a success. And they are totally want to be opposite. Majority of them want to be opposite of their situations. They don't want to be like their moms and dads. No, mom, we got to get the bag. Oh, hell no. I'm going to get to this bag. What you talking about? And I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go. That's why a lot of homies go to school. You hear a lot of great stories, success stories like LeBron James. We have dudes who were putting themselves in position because this is what they desire to do, to succeed. So you can't tell me kids don't have their own desires and aspire to do things what they see fit for themselves. They don't want to, most kids don't want to be like their parents. 98% of kids don't want to be like their parents, period. And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, but a lot of times, like, even though they might not try to replicate everything their parents do, they still, like, for the most part, most people don't, end up going to jail or doing criminal anyways. That's a small population, but they still want to be successful, and your environment impacts a lot of that. So, like,
it has nothing to do with it. It had nothing to do with the parents or the environment. It's what they see. It's what they inspire. Like me, like I just told you, I came in the hood, but guess who I like? Jordan. I watched Michael Jordan on TV shoot that ball in there. I chased that ball, right? I wasn't chasing guns and dope and out here doing stuff like, I want to be a hooper. So once again, right? And my mama, right? She was very dysfunctional. I'm not going to go into her whole life, right? But once again, right? It didn't have nothing to do with me, what I inspired to do. I inspired to be a hooper. I wanted to go to the NBA. Even though I didn't make it, but I'm saying is just the mindset. Everybody in the hood ain't trying to be a part of the hood, even though their parents ain't telling them which way is up. They see what they want, their heart's desire. Oh, this is what I want to do. Some homies take gangbanging because that's what they want to do. Some homies, but not everybody's taking that route, is what I'm telling you. So
facts. Yeah, everybody don't do everything. But I mean, as a parent, you should set the best environment. That bottom line, and lead by example.
What I'm telling is, it doesn't matter, right? Because in the hood, most parents don't set a good environment. You know what I'm saying? Most homies, listen. Most parents in the hood don't set a good environment. Most of them, they're chaotic. Mom arguing, fighting. A lot of chaos in the hood. You know that. We know this. So, but the kids are still liking to do things differently to their parents. Oh, I don't want to be like my dad, mom. I don't want to be sell crack like my dad. I don't want to gangbang like my dad. I don't want to be coming home like Ike Turner. I want to be a businessman. I want to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So once again, the kids are setting their own. They're making their own way, regardless of what their parents' lives are reflecting. You have to admit that.
So real quick, we still got a video that we got to finish up. So I'm going to play the video for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we'll get back to the video, but they got research on it that shows the impacts, of like your environment, your parents, that type of structure and stuff. It does have a major impact.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
We're going to get back to it in a minute. Go ahead and play it.
And that is actually Christian Walker. Do you know who that is?
I do. That's Herschel Walker's son.
Herschel Walker, that was just tapped to be ambassador to The Bahamas, because we need that.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very difficult, negotiations going on with the Bahamas.
Okay.
Lots of, anyways, but his message, what he's saying, what do you think about it?
I agree. Yeah, I do agree. And here's the thing. When we talk about 50-50, people always think like, if I make $10 and you make $10 and we're both putting in 5 type thing. I don't see 50-50 as being monetary. I see 50-50 as being sweat equity, labor equity, child rearing equity. And I think that in America, there is a sense that it is very monetary. If our rent is $1,000 and we're each paying $500, and I just don't see that fitting with the current landscape that we have in this country. My husband is Canadian. He has a different type of idea of what it means to have a 50-50 household. So I don't equally share monetary responsibilities, but I definitely am in a position to make sure that his life is easier so that he can do what he needs to do for the two of us.
Well, your husband's not broke. And these are broke men conversations.
Okay.
These are broke men conversations. What are you bringing to the table? What are you going to give me? I want to live in my soft life. I want to be the princess. What are you doing for me? Why don't you court me? Why don't you open my door? Bitch, what size tampon do you use? Because at this point, it's giving, are you the woman in the relationship? I'm sorry, but this really irritates me when I hear this, because I miss the times where men were really proud. I saw another video online where a man said the biggest flex is getting your woman out of the workforce, making it where she can do stuff if she wants to, not a control thing, but like I'm making enough money that you don't have to work, but I do appreciate what you do, because we all understand that in most relationships, the woman is going to carry the majority of the load at home.
Yeah, I think a lot of this does come from a lack mindset as opposed to an abundance mindset. Yeah. And the truth is, a lot of men.
So the heavy responsibility that a woman has to go through when you're just by yourself with the kids alone. Well, a lot of times you're not even with the kids. The kids are in school. So what you do during the rest of the day for like 8 hours, like while they're in school? Oh, you just clean the house. You cook a meal that's only going to probably take like maybe an hour or two, while we spend like at least like 8 to 12 hours. Some work like maybe 16 hours. I'm just trying to figure out, how does that even equate to that?
Well, that's why it's kind of bullshit nowadays, man, with the modern conveniences that we have. It's like, man, people ain't washing clothes by the river and they got that little tub and shit. It's like, man, you literally just throw the shit in the machine and hit the button and that shit wash itself. And it's like, if you got adults in your house, like, man, I wash my own damn clothes. I don't need my wife to do that. Then also, we got them little robots that be sweeping and shit. It take about 15 minutes to sweep and mop a floor. It did under 5 to empty a dishwasher. So, man, you don't need that much labor of effort in the house. And most guys are chipping in. Ain't nobody just sitting around just like piling up all this work. Like, hey, man, you went to work too, and you got to come home and do all this stuff too. No guy is going to sit around and like allow that to happen. So it's just like, I think a lot of times, man, people got to paint these extremes, because it's like, hey, I just don't want to go to work. And I wish they would just say that versus like, oh, this is a broke person conversation. It's like, no, it's just some dudes have some standards and they gonna want your ass to contribute because you probably got high demands and you're materialistic as fuck. So they're like, look, man, I'm not about to pay for all this stuff. So if you want a certain lifestyle, you're gonna help pay for some of this shit. I'm not about to fund all that. So they have to turn it to like a kind of a shaming thing where it's just like, oh, these guys are broke. I know a lot of guys that are like doctors and physicians. Wives are also like physicians, are CFOs and stuff, making money, and they could contribute to the house. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost laughable nowadays, because I know in the DMV area, man, most people are working with each other. I said it numerous times at my job. It's like probably 60% females that work with me, and a lot of the females in the leadership roles, man, everybody makes over, I'll say 150 easily.
Okay.
If you ask them about like how they split their finances, all of them contribute to the house. Anytime I ask them like, hey man, what you doing with them bonuses and stuff? They're like, oh man, me and my husband gonna pay down our debt. Are we about to, you know, buy this lakefront property? Are we putting our kids into like private school? So like when females like this are just trying to spin it like it's broke, or other people don't do it and people are burnt out, it's just it's getting stupid at this point. And it's just like, man, people got to start pushing back, because it's just like, hey, if you just don't want to work and you kind of a little lazy, just say that, you know.
So once again, right, this is an indictment. Like I said before, this is what their mothers have taught their daughters. Don't be like me, baby. You know, I got to deal with it that he works too many hours. But she didn't say it out loud, right? She just kind of played it because it was survival mode, right? He was providing what he could, and you know, she got she was with him a little too long, probably in her mind, and she was stuck. So she's like, you know what, I'm gonna take my daughter for a better life, right? She didn't tell her daughter, oh, you should strive for this. She said, no. Make sure you get you a man that you know, don't work a lot of hours. A lot of these women are pushing the ideology of their moms, right? The young, and there's a lot of young moms out here, like 45, 40, right? And they're pushing the ideology, get you a man, like old girl said, we're talking about broke men, right? But she's calling broke men broke because men are asking what these women are bringing to the table. And the only reason, listen, men don't really we never really care what a woman brought to the table. But the only reason the question is appointed is because the women are unceremoniously, right, on these panels and in the public complaining, right, about men ain't this, men ain't that, and men need to do this, do that. So then now men are saying, well, since you want to talk about the conversation, because we know what we bring, we know what we're bringing to these relationships, whether it be for I make 50K a year or 150K a year, whatever it is, you're benefiting from it. What are you bringing to the table other than sex and legacy, right? And now when you do challenge them on that point, they say, oh, you broke. Broke men don't ask you. You know what I'm saying? That is a deflection, because they don't really want to admit that. We really don't want to bring that today. And if we did bring some table, what they say, your money is our money, but my money is who? My money. So even if the stuff they could bring to them, they don't even volunteer it up most of the time.
You know, there's rare occasions where actually the guy's money, entire money, goes to a woman, and her money is her money. Like, what's it?
Those motherfuckers is crazy.
Because Trina's married, right? Or is it Melissa Ford? No, Trina, I think.
Yeah, Trina, I think.
Yeah, Trina's married to a guy who she demands that when he breaks bread, he has to come up with 100% and give it to her, and whatever money she makes still goes towards her. Which I'm like, okay, so I guess you pay for like the house or whatever. Because I'm like, I don't know. It to me like it's weird, and I know there's some guys, older traditional guys, that was so braggadocious about anytime they get money, their money goes towards the woman almost 100%. Because the rest have to go, well, you may not have to pay at the time. Probably didn't have to pay that much taxes. You probably already purchased your own house, so all the money goes to a wife, and she goes and she takes care of the mortgage, the food, all these other things, but you don't get nothing from your paycheck. It all goes to her, and your reason to do that is because you want to make sure your wife does not have a reason to look at another man.
Yeah.
That was old school.
Yeah. So, and once again, to each Mem 3's point is, these women have not appreciated these things, right? They're so selfish, right? The more you give them, the more they want to take.
Yeah, but then whose fault is that though?
It's theirs because listen, let me tell you something. You can't blame it on me, because this is what my mama taught me. This is what my daddy taught me. This is what society taught me, to be a provider. Yeah, it wasn't something. It ain't like this is 90% of men are paying mortgages because it's what we do, and we're not really asking for the money back. We're not really tripping on paying it. It's just that we want a woman to be quiet and show reverence. That's it. We don't want to hear the complaining and the affidavits they try to put out. Oh, well, because now we're forced to come out to show some sort of backbone. Well, what do you bring to the table? It's not that we really care, because men have been doing it for decades and decades and decades on decades, paying these things, paying all the bills. Like they said, you go home, give her the check. And she took care of all the things. You know what I mean? She didn't take care of it. You did. You right? Because you brought her the money. So once again, right, we have here a insubordination upon men. All women are turning against us for the reasons of power pushing, right? They want to be looked as equal, or in some cases more. And like I said to Sylvester J. Jerk, these modern women are no longer the woman like your grandmother or even the wife you have right now, right? The few men who did get lucky and find a woman who lines with them and gives them great understanding. I pray for you that you don't lose that. No, serious. No. I'm happy for you guys. Really, I pray that you don't lose that because listen. I love women. Y'all know this, right? But I evaluate very closely, and I pay attention to what their mindset, how they speak. They don't think I'll be listening, but I'll be fucking listening. And I'm seeing this woman she fine, she this, she that, but she's not marriage material. She's too selfish. No woman wants to cater to the men no more. Women want more to them, to their needs. But guess what? That's stupidity, because what they're getting from it and the benefits to them, they should be ones catering because they're receiving the most. But they don't want to do that. They want to take everything from you and then still you cater to them. And if we don't cater to them, they find someone else who will. Because why? They're all on code. They all understand, don't get a pussy to these type of dudes. Get a pussy only to these dudes. If he ain't got this, if he don't, I'd say, get better or better your life, I deserve better. They're going to get rid of you and replace you with their illusion. You know what I mean? And that's it. They don't have to get another man. They'll go out and work at a strip club or OnlyFans. See, this is the thing, right? And this is the biggest illusion. I don't need a man, but they go to places where men give them money. And they still take the money from the men. But in this case, because it's like the strip clubs, OnlyFans, et cetera, right? That they can take the money from the man and don't have to listen to the man. They have control over that money and where it goes. And they have the power of freedom in their minds. So this is what is destroying the family unit. This is why the nuclear family is no longer palatable. Because why? Why the house is burning up? The women are saying, we don't give a fuck. If we can't get the thing that makes us happy and cater to us and where we think is fulfilling of our happiness, we will destroy this motherfucker. We will burn this house down.
Yeah. Let me chime into this. First of all,
Rufus done made like 80 points.
Yeah. It's just to Sister I Am. Hopefully you had a wonderful trip, and she also said she's all about that bad. Doran, shouts to Bruiser, man. He says false. Gray Pill says agreed, Fatty. Play that video, right? Yes, we will definitely play that video for sure. And my nuclear family is not moving like that, he says. Let me just put this out there, right? Okay. As much as like most men will want to blame on modern women for the destruction of the nuclear family household, you also have to give account that when the man allowed the destruction to happen and when simping goes out of control, that's the repercussions. That is the sins, right, of what happens when you just disobey like the red pill Bible. You know what I mean? And like I said,
can you be Pacific?
Huh?
Can you be Pacific? What violate what? What violating what?
No, I'm talking about like when I'm talking about in violation when you guys start simping for these women and you can't control like your lustful desires, so you let the woman do whatever that she want to do rampant when all you need to do is put your foot down and say, look, this is not how I'm going to operate. But unfortunately, most guys, they allow women to act wild like that, and we got
no. M3, you're making a fallacy because we have to remember one thing. Women have full autonomy in the relationship. Do you agree with that?
A woman what?
Has full autonomy.
In a relationship?
Yes. Meaning she can leave whenever she wants. She can replace you whenever she wants to. Correct?
I mean, anytime she wants to.
Okay, so then therefore she has full autonomy. So how can I be the leader of her if she then has full autonomy?
But my point is that when you as a man, right, allow a woman to disrespect you, allow a woman to lose respect and to go rampant and do all kinds of stuff that most men normally complain about. But when you're actually tolerating and supporting that behavior, they're gonna always think it's okay.
But can we say that Tom Brady was a man of every man's desire? And his wife still walked?
You said every man's desire?
Yes, meaning he has the life that every man would desire to have. Football player, famous, rich, right? Bad, a beautiful woman. He's the man, he is the prototypical of what every man would like pinnacle potentially to reach, right? For the most part, with the exceptions, right? So, and yet his wife still moved against him, period. And you can't tell me he allowed this. Long as she has a court system, right? And 911, right? She can move in full autonomy. She can check you. If she can't check you, she can have them check you. And the court system will go on your bank account, take your money from there and give it to her. They will also garnish your wages. So what are we talking about? Who's checking who? The government's checking you for her. You can't say, oh, I'm not going to pay child support. Okay, well, we're going to garnish your wages and your bank account, and we're going to levy your bank accounts. And you might go to jail. So who's checking who? So what do you mean allow? I'm not allowing nothing. I'm trying to stand up for what I got and what we have together. And she's like, fuck that. I'd rather take this and go. I'll take the bag, the child, and leave. Because I feel I deserve better. I deserve more. So how you tell me I let her do that when she has somebody bigger and stronger than me that could put me down?
Well, I'm talking about most dudes, but I mean, if you can, feel free to. But again, I'm talking about the simplest behaviors of men that allow these women to go. I'm just continue the video, man.
But hold on, before you jump into the video, like the issue with Tom Brady, definitely, man, has a prestigious career, status, and all that stuff. But he does the same move like a Tyrese and all them. Like they just fix it. They focus on beauty. So when they go with somebody that probably really didn't like them all that much, just like the status,
you can't say
that. That's what happened, man.
Three kids together. They had 3 kids together. Man, what do you mean? She told him she quit her career for him. So how could he predicted that? Oh, she's gonna get up and leave me one day. How could he make that assertion?
Because she really wasn't into him like that.
How you know?
You could tell why when them guys be doing them prenups, when they be giving a chick incentives to stay. That's what happened with his like I think that thing they be doing those cash outs. Those are when guys do that type of stuff, they pedestalize chicks. So that's what I'm saying. That's why Tom Brady got cleaned out. Gazelle wasn't really all that into him. She liked that status and that where he was as far as an NFL player. She didn't really have that attraction to him. That's the issue.
So once again, she had 3 kids by this man.
And she just had a baby by a judo instructor. Motherfucker had no status or nothing.
Hold up. And she took his last name.
You talk about Tom Brady?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But you know she got pregnant by the judo instructor. That ain't marry her or nothing.
No. Listen. She was already rich. She was a top model. She's a supermodel. She's worth over 30 million already. So they came in basically. He was probably worth a little bit more, right? Or sometimes she was worth more than him. It was back and forth. So she didn't wipe him out no more because they were both rich. But what she did, she got greedy and went after his assets. But then he was smart to protect himself from her. But the point I'm making is, how you gonna tell me that when he met this woman who promised to death do apart in matrimony and then buried him 3 kids on top of that, say, oh, well, I knew she was gonna leave me anyway. Get the fuck out of here, man. She wasn't thinking like that.
Let's see what Sister I Am is talking about, right? She says, be on a pedestal or be single.
No, but see, Tom Brady, man, he did it the wrong way, man. He went for more or less the desire. That's the issue, man.
Men how do you like somebody? This all starts with desire. You don't like people you don't desire. What are we talking about?
You can have an attraction to somebody, but then you still got to go in there. You still got to get their mindset, and you got to break that stuff down, man.
You just said they didn't date. You said they didn't court. You just said they didn't do none of that.
Hell nah. A lot of dudes that see a pretty chick and then they're just like, hey, she's nice enough. That's it. They don't be betting them. They don't do. So now you're checking their backgrounds. I'm trying to tell you.
Wait a minute, we talking about Giselle, a supermodel. Her life is everything is public information. So I'm sure he did his research, and he had a lot of money at the time. So I'm sure he did his research. So what are you talking about? You're talking about. I don't get what you're saying. Like she's not a hood woman.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta sit down and have them talks and talk about actual like shit with substance. Like
they dated for like 3 years, and he met her parents and everything. What are you talking about? He did the same thing you did.
Negative.
He did the same thing you did.
Negative.
You're projecting. See, that's your problem.
Nah.
No, because you don't have no proof.
Because I could tell like she has a certain mindset. That's why she married her. That's why she knocked up by the judo instructor right now.
Okay. Once again.
that's how you can tell she is who she is.
So let me ask you a question.
You know, women always feel like protected. So just saying.
Is marriage a guarantee?
Nothing's really guaranteed.
Yeah, nothing's a guarantee.
Okay, so you're taking mitigating risk anyway, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. When you marry someone or get a commitment, you're taking mitigated risk. Period. You know that. Maybe, maybe not. It's always in the back of your mind. You hope it works out. Ain't nobody saying, "Oh, well, she never ever gonna know." Everybody knows that. Even you. Your book is, don't get it twisted. Your book is still being written. Right? You ain't made it to the finish line. You ain't made it to the finish line yet, nigga. You're still working, right? So don't get it twisted. But my point is, I'm telling you is, no relationship or marriage is a guarantee to make it forever. So how are you?
That's facts.
So then you took the same mitigating risk he did. Same thing.
Nah. There's different people that got move a little with intentions and move a little different.
But
most guys just operate off of like infatuation, man. That's the reality.
That's everybody.
No, that ain't everybody.
Sophisticated. Everything comes with a condition. Even you are with your wife conditionally. Because if she cheats on you right now, you're leaving her.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that stuff. That's different.
No, it's not. It's a condition. Right? That's my point. That's my point.
Ruthless, let me ask you a question. You could pull pretty chicks. So, like, if you go out there, you're not going to be infatuated just by somebody's looks, because you're going to be able to, like, talk to multiple pretty women. So you're going to kind of, like, start talking to them and see what other characteristics and other things that they have. A lot of guys don't do that. They're so mesmerized by beauty that they're just like, okay, she's nice. I'm moving forward. I'm going to marry this chick. That's what a lot of men do, and that's the issue.
Okay. Well, once again, right, we're talking about Tom Brady, probably pretty well-parented, well-groomed, right? He was not even a starting quarterback in college, right? So he's probably understood that what these women were doing. He saw the groupies. He stayed away from them, right? He took his time. He didn't rush. He picked a woman who was prestigious, well-mannered, and she was as wealthy as him. So he thought, oh, she ain't up for my money because she already got money. So, and then she's courting him, and he's courting her, and they're having a great fucking time for the first 5 years. And then not only does she take the ring, she bears kids from him. And she's coming to his games. She's doing everything she's supposed to do. One day, she flipped on him. He could not predict that. He was like, oh, we're good. We're good. She got my kids. She's been everything she said has been coming to fruition. I'm Gucci. Then all of a sudden, he comes home one day, and she's like, you know what? Here's the papers. What? That can happen to any fucking man in the fucking world. Period.
All right, we go ahead and get back to the video.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And come from households where their mother was the provider, where they're single parent households and the mother was the strong one. And they really anticipate that being the role of their wife and or partner or girlfriend, you know, when we're talking about heteronormative relationships. And that needs to change. I think a lot of women, it would behoove them as mothers to explain to their children, particularly their sons, that this isn't the ideal situation. This was a situation that I was forced into or circumstanced into, but you want something greater. To be quite honest, my husband, I say all the time, I did not marry a rich man. I married a financially responsible person. And because of that, we were able to come up with a system that worked for us. But let me be 100% honest. My husband is far more successful now than he was when we first started dating. And a big part of that was that I played a role, a 50-50 role in ensuring that his life was so streamlined that all he had to concentrate on was going out and making bigger moves. And when it was my turn, he did the same for me.
Well, they say there's that whole thing that was trending on social media, like that black girl magic, like with the upgrading. I'm not saying you made your man. I'm not saying that at all.
No, but
I do think
I played a part.
We know what? He's not here today, so we can talk more shit. Like,
can you hit pause real quick?
I played a part.
I made that.
No. Viv, my mother-in-law did.
He would
amazing.
Be another indictment.
I'm gonna have to call Cap on her statement, man. Like, she played a big part, and the reason why, not trying to like minimize anything anybody does to a relationship, but I think when females be talking, they be like, "Man, I want the ambitious guy." That means, you know, you're getting with this guy knowing that he has that drive to be successful. So to turn around and be like, "I had a big part of that," it's like, nah, that motherfucker had that mindset. If he's a highly successful guy, trust me, man, people that are successful, they had that mindset in like high school. Like, I don't got everything figured out, but I'm going to get some paper somehow. I'm going to do something. They got that work ethic. There's something in them. So like when people start taking credit for, you know, people's success, that's where I'm like, hey, you gotta chill on that.
And did you hear what she said? I played my part. Meaning she put something, presentation before him, right? So that she can benefit, make sure she receive her benefits. And then when she receives her benefits, right? So once again, a woman, this is one thing about we underestimate women. They know everything a man needs. They know how to cater to a man. They can make a man feel like he's walking on water. Women are very crafty. And they can be very deceiving, even the strongest man. Because one thing, they're feminine and they're smiling and they're showing support. And in their heart doesn't mean they're with you. If you get lucky to get one that's dedicated to you, that's fine and dandy. But there are a lot out here just playing a role until they feel like, okay, I'll accept this ring. I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If this shit don't work, I know I'll leave his ass. I can always switch this up. So you gotta say a lot of women are being disingenuous in the foot they're putting forward.
But do you have an issue to what she was saying as far as like she kind of made him?
Yes, of course she didn't make him, right? He was already a go-getter. Every man pretty much damn near every man is ambitious, nigga. We born with that shit. To the detriment of us, right? To where even a person like me would go up in an institution to take 500,000, right? So once again, and this wasn't for women. This was purely my instincts, right? As the type of guy that I was ambitious. So no woman ever made me the man I was, and no woman ever makes a man. What women do though, is sometimes if the guy's good looking, has everything going on for him aesthetically, but seem to be lacking in a few areas, right? They'll get with that guy, and then they'll try to build him up, and this and that, right? And if he doesn't make me, M3 had a conversation a while ago. Remember, M3, when you asked me, you said ruthless. So you don't think a woman would get with you if you're broke? And I said, yeah, she'll get with you if she really like you. Aesthetics is what she wants, but don't get it twisted. There's a time clock, nigga. You got a time clock ticking to be trying to get to where she thinks you need to put her and make her life better. And if you don't meet that time span, she gonna get rid of your ass. So that's why she's taking credit, because she probably told him, look, I'm gonna give you a shot, but you know what it means. I'm looking at a house. I need to be taken care of. I need this. I need that. And he's like, okay, baby. But yeah, she's
real quick.
Herself.
I was looking at I am the single ones comments, and can you in the private chat? I put the definition in there, so can you pull that up real quick?
Oh yeah, you want me to do a screen share of that?
Yeah, if you could screen share it real quick.
Oh shit, hold on.
Yeah, you just close that out. But if you look at it, so here's the definition, and this is what I'm trying to say. I am single because a lot of women be like, "Hey, I want an ambitious guy." So if you're asking, you want an ambitious guy, it's like having a strong wish to be successful, powerful, or rich. So that means he had that mindset. He was already pretty much going to be on that trajectory before he met you. That's why, you know, a lot of people are like, "Hey, I want that guy with that mindset that's always like kind of growing." And so that's what I'm saying. You can't sit there on the flip side and be like, well, I was pivotal in this person's, you know, path of growth, because they would have pretty much hit those heights even without you because they had that mindset. So, you know, you can't have it both ways with those type of statements. So if you didn't make that statement, if females didn't make that statement, then yeah, you could say that, hey, I was critical to that. But if you're asking for somebody to have that mindset when you initially meet them, that means they already were that person to a certain degree, you know, just even based by the definition. So for even example, like me and my wife are both executives. We're both successful. I didn't like make my wife, you know, she already had a certain mindset when I met her. So that's when I vetted her out. I made sure like I wanted somebody with that mindset. So she went out there and achieved this stuff for herself. You know, she had the mindset, like I said, she sought out knowledge and networked and got in her lane. Same thing with me. But we supported each other on that. So it's not like as far as we made a ton of sacrifices, we just supported each other. But she did it on her own merits.
Yeah, of course he's discounting, you know?
No, it's not discounting it. It's just like, you know, somebody doing a support role is not why you're successful. Because like if a female makes it to a high, huh?
No, I was being sarcastic. Play for
nah. But I'm just saying, like, no, it's just like if somebody, for example, Oprah, she's successful and she was single for most of her life. She got married. Somebody could be like, well, I was the reason why Oprah was successful. It's like, no, Oprah wouldn't have been successful regardless, you know, because she had that mindset. So it's just like sometimes people are trying to take too much credit from a person just being who they are and being wired that way.
So are you in a 50-50 relationship?
Yeah, me and my wife in a 50-50.
Okay.
And those are the best relationships when you are in that 50-50 relationship, or, you know, 60-40 in California, 60 her, 40 me, or whatever. But that's not the point. You know, when you are in a 50-50 relationship and you're learning how to work together as one, you know what I mean? Like, you could get like a lot of stuff done, like, believe it or not. Now, if you to like, you know, provide a little bit more out of the love, like, you know, and respect, like for your spouse, and you feel like it's the right thing to do, I'm not judging you. Do whatever you need to do. But all I'm saying is that you don't want to look for a person that has that mindset where you want to, like, where it's required for you to put more out there for her, and she's only giving you the bare minimum. And most of the guys are willing to do that only because those are trophy wives and not women of substance. Yeah,
it's just like for me, I never wanted like a stay-at-home situation because, like I said, I'm an adult. I've been doing chores and washing my own clothes and cleaning up after myself since I was like 10. So I just don't need nobody to do all that for me. So when me and my wife got together, we're just like, man, look, we're both adults. Let's focus on efficiency and streamlining shit. So, hey, I could do this, do my like chores and different things, and same thing with her. And we just operate like that. We both excelled and we both had like a good mindset before we when we met each other first. And we both like I said, built those networks and went out there and sought out information. And so it's just like I can't go and be like, hey, I created her, I did this. Nah, you know, she had that mindset, man.
But here's the thing, right? And I have no problem with 50-50 relationships. I've never done it, but you know, I have quite a few friends who are. Most of my friends are in 50-50 relationships, and it's problematic for them at times. But most of them have to submit mostly in a more of a. It's not the leadership role is diminished. It's more of a team effort, partnership. So and they're perfectly fine with it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, whatever suits you and makes you happy as a man, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But very important note. When there is a struggle of dynamics, right? This is where kind of sometimes, I'm not saying in your case, sophisticated jerk, but a lot of cases, the problem with the 50-50, when I've heard the complaints, the power dynamic changes, right? The woman pushes forth, you know, and most of my guys, most of my friends are associates, or they call her the boss, right? They're like, oh yeah, she's the boss. She runs the house. We just listen to her. So I'm like, okay, I mean, and some guys like that, you know what I mean? And to me, you know, I can't go for that. That's why I would never do 50-50, because I do not want to ask on which way the future is going to go. I do not want to. Sometimes I just want to come in and say, this is what we're going to do. And I don't really want to hear any pushback. I like that type of, because of how I'm built. Man, every man ain't built like me, and it's cool, you know, and it ain't like you ain't cool. It's just that we're a different type of man. We're not a monolith. So yeah, the 50-50 works for you. You know what I mean? And it makes your house stable, and also makes your life easier to get to retirement, save up a lot more money, so y'all can sell, join ships and sell the fucking world when you retire. More power.
But see, I get what you're saying, but I just think if you're built a certain way, you're going to operate under any structure. So for example, say like you did a 50-50. If you are who you say you are, you're going to still be the leader in that structure. But I think where people get the issue, I think, man, leadership really should boil down to, like, for example, man, I'm more resourceful, and say like if a situation happens, I'm not going to sleep. So it's just like I'm going to be a leader in certain circumstances just because what I'm willing to do and the information I'm willing to get and bring back to my family. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to be in that leadership role in any circumstance. Well, not trying to be no and shit like that, but it's just like, I just think if, like I said, you have that leadership mindset and you willing to do the hard work, man, you just going to be in that role regardless what that situation looks like.
So, but the woman will make her resources known, though. If you try to make any critical thing without her, you know, I would say, you know, like I said,
the only time a woman would do that is like you're a punk.
Like I said, if it's cool, I mean, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. What I'm saying is, I already see women who aren't bringing that much to the table still pushing the envelope, right? Well, you need to talk to me. So I can imagine a woman who's bringing 50% of it. She definitely wants that 50% of, you need to talk to her before you make any warranted move, especially critical. And she needs to be able to have input on how it should go. And
but you know, even how we started the whole combo was like when the guys like were the provider dudes and they was like bringing their checks home. And I grew up in traditional homes where them guys was getting steamrolled. So that's what I'm saying. I think it just boils down to if a guy has a backbone. So like I got a backbone. I'm not going to be getting steamrolled in any situation. I would be by myself. So, you know, I just.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I feel you. But that's what I'm saying. Even you, I think if you was in a 50-50, I think if you got a female that understand finances and understand the bigger picture, man, like my wife, she's like, we sat down, we talked about finances when we first got together. Like, hey, here's our vision. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we going to win. And I constantly always like learn how to invest in. I'll come back and teach her about it. So it's just like, we never had issues. Once we paid off our bills, it's like, man, what the hell are we going to be arguing about anyways? We don't got no bills. So that's why I think a lot of people just get stuck in that mediocre shit where it's just like, man, they live in debt and they try to stick to the traditional ways instead of like, you know what, man, if we pay off our bills and we excel and we start investing, we got our money, making money. What we arguing about anyways? So yeah, that's how we kind of did ours, man.
Yeah, I don't give my check on no money to no woman. So
oh yeah.
Not even, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even give a credit cards, debit cards.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. So we're not even halfway there to it yet. Hold on.
Nothing without me.
No, she didn't.
I did that
job. But I'm going to be quite honest. Like, I do not see him on the same trajectory, the way that he has moved in the past 10 years since we've been together. Those are things that I definitely contributed to. And I don't think that he would say anything different.
I think men that have this 50-50 mentality thing when it's so like down the middle, where I know, I mean, there was a conversation before with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union about like 50-50 the bills. And he makes a lot more money than her. And people were like, wait, what? And I just feel like we're getting away from, I do like, listen, I know some men will probably say you can't have it both ways. Yes, I can, because why not? like wanting the chivalry and wanting like somewhat traditional roles, but then also wanting equality in the workplace. I don't think that's a contradiction. I really don't.
It's not a contradiction, but again, when we have these conversations, we're looking at it from a 360 view. If you've only had just any experience 180, it's very difficult to understand both sides. Like, I absolutely do expect my husband to open doors for me. I expect him to make sure that I'm walking on the inside of the sidewalk as away from the street. Those are things that I do have an expectation for. But when we're at home or when we're navigating our lives, whether it's finance or social, I am an equal partner and I have an equal voice. So I think you can have both of those things. But he also isn't a person who gets emasculated by the idea that.
Yeah, check that nigga. Yeah, power dynamic. Yeah, what you got to say, Joe? Come on, check that nigga, Joe.
But man, equal according to what she says, though. Although she expects everything.
Everything. Listen to what she said. Expect. She didn't say, "Well, it's nice of him to open doors for me." She said, "I expect that nigga." So hey, check that nigga before he wreck himself.
And that's what I was just saying, man. Because like they just want the guy to be traditional, man. That's what's funny about a lot of when you just let them talk. It's just like, hey, you be traditional, pay for everything. And man, make life a buffet for me. The shit I like, I'll take that off the serving tables, and I'm gonna leave the shit I don't like. And then, like you said, Ruthless, like, man, she talking with authority, and that's why I always just try to point out the guys. I'm like, man, that's why I just be like, don't do the traditional shit no more. Everybody just be modern, man. Like, you got to come to the table with some cash, because they be talking with that authority. Like, hey, I'm calling the shots.
Look at that condescending attitude, right? I expect this. She said it in a more polite way. I'm going to say it the real, true way she really thinks in her heart, probably. Nigga, you better open that door for me, pull his chair out. If he don't do any of those things at any time, I guarantee you, sex is going to be cut off for that night. She's going to not talk to him. She's going to have an attitude. And you're going to ask, what's wrong? Nigga, you didn't open the door for me like you're supposed to. You serve me. I don't serve you. So this is why.
But wouldn't it be nice if they stay quiet? I mean, mad, but it's like, you ain't talking, then cool.
Listen, I had to tell my girl, and let me tell you a quick story. My aunt, I didn't open it. I did it on purpose, right? We're walking into a store, and you know how to handle. So I went that motherfucker and then let it shut right before she got. Well, hey, she literally left me there. She didn't left me. And she called me, you didn't open the door. She left me she went home. I was driving, she left, she caught the bus. And yeah, she caught the bus. All because I didn't open the door for her. And
so she didn't walk in. She was like, oh, he didn't open the door.
Yeah, she just I looked, I'm like, and guess what? I didn't chase her. Right?
You let her go, huh?
Yeah, she called me, talking about, you didn't open the door for me. I said, look, chivalry is a courtesy. It's something I do if I want to extend my courtesy. It's not a demand. It's not something I got to do. It's not lawful.
You were but
I told her, it's not a command. You know what I'm saying? It's a courtesy. It's men we do as gentlemen. Meaning sometimes we do it, sometimes. And even now, when I don't have a girlfriend now, right? Well, I do have girls, but even when I'm by myself, hey, when I walk into like the cafe or something, strange women, when I open the door and go in, they'll run in like to slip into that crack. Like, yeah, he opened that for me. So
okay.
Women want this power. That's power to them. When you display chivalry, it is a power mechanism of worship or servitude. And they expectations. And anytime it's expectations or expected, they're telling you, you're my servant. You're here to serve me. It's no longer, to them, it's no longer courtesy. This is not something you need to be negotiating on. This is something you need to do. And if you don't
she did draw that stance. She did. Hey, M3, can you go back to with that one lady, Claudia? Because I heard something about the equality. I ain't catch everything, but yeah, she was the one that was like, hey, at first she was like, nah, your broke ass can't do no 50-50. But then she pivoted to like equality and stuff. So that I wanted just to catch what she was saying.
Oh, maybe it was this part.
Yeah, it wasn't too far back. It was right before what the other lady was like talking. It might be right there. Just play real
Quality
quick.
in the workplace. I don't think that's
go ahead. Go back a little bit more.
It's wanting the chivalry, and I just feel like we're getting away from. I do like. Listen, I know some men will probably say you can't have it both ways. Yes, I can, because why not? Like wanting the chivalry. And wanting like somewhat traditional roles, but then also wanting equality in the workplace. I don't think.
Hold on, Jerk. This part.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about. So yeah, that I don't have an issue with the quality in the workplace because my thing is like, man, if you're working, you should have a fair environment. But
yeah,
that's where she I think she was like about to start going down that line. Like I want equality in other places, and that's where the other lady cut her off. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was hearing her. But that's what I'm saying. It's just like traditional here. With you paying for stuff, I want equality with, say, as far as like the leadership and all this other stuff and, making demands and stuff and the comfortability of like the chivalry guys provide, which is fine too. But it's just like, man, they want it all. And that's the issue with a lot of females. And that's where guys are just like, you know what, man, I'm kind of done with this. The demands is just too unrealistic nowadays, where like guys typically don't have like a issue being chivalrous, but like what Ruthless was saying, it's like you're coming to us like it's a demand now, and you're asking for all this stuff on top of that, and then you want equality in certain areas. You don't want equality of responsibility. You want equality of like
get that money,
the fun stuff, yeah, where it benefits you, but not the responsibility portion. So that's where guys now are just like, nah. I'm not falling for that trick. That's why, some guys are like 50-50. That's I'm not playing these games with you.
Right.
I agree with men doing 50-50, but not for me, right? It's just not for me.
Yeah. If it's not for you, man, that's what I say.
Yeah. Because I just know that I've had relationships where I've been that, I pretty much afforded the expenses and it still was problematic. I still had to deal with egotistical value. So
you said even if you paid for everything?
Yes. So it's virtually the same thing. But if they were 50-50, it'd be 10 times worse, right? Because then now nigga, now see, so now it's the demands are even higher. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why I do not let a woman. I would not let a woman live with me anymore. If we ever going to be in a relationship, like a serious relationship, she's gonna have her house. I'm gonna have my fucking house. She's gonna pay her rent. I'll pay mine. I'll help her out here and there, but we're not gonna live together because I see. And I've tried it over and over again. These women are very problematic in these demands. And I don't have a problem with foot money because the money's not the issue. But the issue I have is the respect that I want to return or how I want to be carried as a man. I'm not getting a return on my investment.
So Ruthless, I got some smoke for you now.
Yeah.
Oh. So how you the guy and you scared, you said pretty much you had to pay for everything because you nervous that she might give you pushback. Challenge your leadership. What kind of shit is that?
No. I'm not nervous. Okay, so
she got you scared in the house. Talk about like, let me pay for this so she don't clap back at me.
No. I'd say I don't want 50-50 because I know it would be 10 times worse. And I'm you know what I'm saying? So it's like what I'm saying is I'm not scared. If she paid 50-50. And we lived in the same house, I know it would never work because I'm a strong personality. And I know what I can take and what I can't. I might snap and do something I might regret, like call her a name or go off verbally or even smack the hell out of her, whatever it may be, right? So those things.
It's all right to say you nervous, man. It's all good, man. If you got to pay, man, you got to pay. I understand.
I'm wiser. I'm just trying to get the best situation for me that's palatable, that I can deal with. More so to the other situations. Not nervous. I'm a soldier. What you mean? I've been in. You understand my background, right? If I'm going to banks and taking money, right, for motherfucking land motherfuckers down, pistol whipping, all that shit. Been in the penitentiaries, all the top. I'm talking about gun towers, niggas poking knives. You think I'm really nervous about a woman? No, I'm just learning to try to avoid confrontation as much as possible, as little as possible, because I don't want to be put to a limit where I know I can go. I know my capabilities are far greater than hers. So I'm trying to keep it at a bare minimal. See what I'm saying? So I don't have to ever act that out.
That was a nice save, Ruthless.
Yeah.
And I know your background, man. Official dude. But it sound like, you know how you running up in them, used to run up in them spots. It sound like she running up in your spot like, Ruthless, get on the ground, God damn it. You better pay these bills.
Wait, hold on. Wait, question though, right? Because Ruthless, you do have 4 women, correct?
Yes.
God damn.
Okay. And
I stand corrected, Ruthless. you got 4 chicks. I need to fall back.
Right. but you provide for all 4 women without the whole. It's not 50-50 at this point. It would have been 25, 25, 25, 25. You know, a quarter each. But you don't want to do that, so you want to just put that $4 in there, that whole 100%, because you don't want to have to deal with like any of her drama. Basically.
Right. I don't want to deal with the bad. I pretty much fund our time together. Like the dinners, amusement park, shit where we go. You know what I mean? I don't have no problem with that, because and then when we're done with that, I drop off her house and I see her when I see her, because I don't know she falls in rotation. So it's more of a more palatable thing. I don't have to deal with all the baggage what comes with, because monogamy for me, oh man, so much baggage, so many things that I didn't want to do.
I'm just thinking about like how much money, right? You're missing out because you want to do 100%. I'm not knocking you, but if I had a 4-chick rotation or have 4 women look,
you said you putting them all to work, huh?
Exactly.
You said y'all gonna be paying fractions in the crib, living comfortably, huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Like, you know, I'm trying to minimize like any expense as much as possible, man. We could be which are debt free, but they could all be debt free if we put our monies combined.
It depends on where, like I said, where your economic situation is. And I'm not trying to throw nothing out there. For me, where I like to eat, the place I like to go, they can't afford to take me. So I just do it and I get what I want from them.
They can't afford to take you.
Yeah, like I go out to eat at certain restaurants, you know what I'm saying? They can't afford to take me there.
They're broke?
They got a little something. They got regular jobs, you know what I mean? They're not rich. Like, you know what I mean? They're okay.
Ruthless balling, man. Ruthless is getting that cheese. That's what he try to say. He don't want to. He try to dance around it, but Ruthless is getting that paper. But Ruthless, man, you could be paying 20%. You might need to consider that.
But once again, right? It's cheaper in this fashion to me, because as soon as you get into a relationship, they won't like far as living together and commitment and monogamy, they be wanting the same thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You looking at it like that meal is like way more cost efficient. It's like shit. We got our separation. Okay,
I do what I want out of it. Right, because regardless, if I take a monogamous relationship, it's still going to be, you know what I mean? I'm going to pay even more, because now she's going to want more things. Oh, the Gucci bag, all that shit, and I'm just like, okay, I'd rather it be this way, where I rotate them. We're and they understand it, and we have a communication situation. And I'm done with them for however long I'm done with them. Not off on vacation. I'm coming to Florida on April 4th. By myself. Maybe I might take it home. I don't know.
But yeah, we get back to the video. You could skip back to the original part. Yeah, I just wanted to see what she was saying, because yeah, she trying to backslide on that. She's like, look,
I got you already.
As hell if you ask me for some money, but please let me have equality in these areas. So yeah, she full of shit.
The sex drives are down, and I don't know. It just seems like the times of like masculine, manly, sexual, just dominant, protective men. I don't see that as much now. I did find this little I don't know.
Hit pause one more time, and I'll be quick with this.
So on top of
all right,
the fact that she's saying like sex drives, this is more manipulation. It's like sex drives be down if like, they have to contribute or, work and stuff, but they be busting it open when they single like a motherfucker and they be working 100%. So it's just, when you start thinking about this stuff, what they be saying is like, come on, man, like you ain't a celibate. you know, when you were paying 100% of your bills and you living by yourself, you out there working, you like, stop it, man. You dating, you doing your thing and shit. So all of a sudden, if you get with a man and now he has to pay for everything, like your sex drive just all of a sudden stops. It's like, come on, man, stop playing.
So this is the one thing I learned about women, right? The cost to deal with them is very higher than the actual monetary part, right? And it just, what they don't understand is what they're demanding and what they're commanding, the rates they want for the rate they want it, they, as far as the monogamy and all that stuff, they're not worth the investment, right? They're just not worth it. At the end of the day, for a lot of men, not saying to the married man, kudos, right? But to the average men out here now, we out here saying it's just the problems are too much. Baggage is too much. They won't deal with it. We don't want to deal with it. And nobody wants to deal with quitters.
All right, but we get back to the video. I just wanted to catch that part.
All right, no problem.
These men wanting to go 50-50 with you. American men have their nerve, because I looked up the average global penis size, and in the counting of the nations, guess where America ranks in penis size?
Where?
59th. We come in 59th place. Oh, I lost my penis post. Hold on.
Not the penis.
59th place with an average length. What do you think average is?
4.
Oh, wow. There we go.
I don't know.
5.35 inches, right?
Okay.
That is average. Now the country with the biggest, would you like to guess?
I'm gonna go with Italy.
Italy is number 19.
Okay.
Ecuador is number 1, 6.93 inches.
Wow.
So all these men that are like, I got 9 inches, lies. Knock it off. No one on here has 9 inches. That's like freak of nature.
It's folklore. Yeah.
Ecuador, Cameroon, Bolivia, Sudan, Haiti, Senegal, Gambia, Cuba, Netherlands, Zambia, and France, top 11. America is number 59. So on top of you lazy motherfuckers not want to pay bills, demanding your woman work, contribute half the money, half the bills, give this, give that, and pamper you, and do all your laundry, do all the other things that you really can't put a price tag on. You're not even bringing ample peni to the relationship.
Here we are, back with the peni.
We're back to the peni. I'm going to find a way to fit peni into every single episode.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Are you?
Because, yes, I am. Because I think when you say these men, I say some men.
Of course,
because
not all.
You know, and the thing
you got the one
is,
unicorn left though in America.
Yeah, but I think ultimately what's happened is a lot of people who have felt like they've been attacked, oppressed, marginalized as men. Yes.
So there's marginalized and attacked men in America.
Well, that's how they're feeling, and those minority groups are. I'm saying minority is in small number. You know,
as in 5.93 inches.
Yeah, like, I'm saying the minority groups are more minority, or they're feeling like they're in a minority class, are getting louder. And that's generally what happens in an echo chamber. I think that people have felt very emboldened especially over the past few months, especially with the political cycle, to say things that they haven't felt comfortable or protected in saying before. And that's why it sounds so loud. I welcome everyone to have a mic. I know that we don't need to hear from everyone, but that's ultimately our personal choice, whether we want to listen to who's saying what. But for me, it's kind of the same way that I look at getting the information about what's happening in the world. I want to hear from the left, I want to hear from the right, and I want to hear straight up the middle. Because if we are silent, or if we start to ignore the minority voices or the fringe voices, then we get blindsided. And that's the reason why people are always so shocked when, you know, the election goes a certain way, or, you know, people are voting a certain way. People are shocked by that because they aren't listening to dissenting opinions.
I hear you, Erica, but I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
Okay.
Some of these voices need to be suppressed because they're idiots. And I stand by that. I'm sick of it. How dare a white privileged male in America have the audacity to think in any way, shape, or form that he's oppressed? It really kills me with that. Like, oh, we're not getting the we're not getting the love. We're not getting the attention. We're not getting.
Yeah, this one, Claudia, man. I understand why she's single now. Like, it seems like she got an issue with everything, man. You can just hear the bitterness. So it's just like, man, like, that's the crazy thing. Like, a lot of these females, man, you could tell, like, how you get the penis. What's up?
This is what I've been trying to tell you the whole time. You wouldn't push it back on me. I've been talking about her the whole time. And the fact there's millions like her. She's not the only one. There's a movement out here. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. This is sentiment out here. This is this is an ideology now. She is representing the masses now. Like I said, the woman you married and men who've been married for like decades, these women aren't there no more like that. And the one who were kind of similar to your girl, right? They got corrupted. A lot of these women are getting corrupted. Because why? What corrupts people more than anything in the world?
Would you talk about freedom or money?
Money and power, right? Right? Those are like number one, number two corruption.
Giving under the power that they think that they deserve.
Right. So right, exactly. So the women have been corrupted by power that they think they have over men. So this is what she's displaying here. All of these voices need to be silenced. She's talking with authority. This is what I've been telling you this whole time since we've been debating back and forth. I'm telling you, these women exist. You keep saying, oh, well, if you do this, no, these women have their own mindset. And she's saying right here clearly, the indictment getting longer and longer, that these women are saying, how dare you think you the prize? When women won't take a poor man and lift him up out the gutter with their money, right? They might mess with you while you figure it out because they like your penis or whatever, and you're good looking or whatever. They might let you hit it, but you better get to it. Well, men, we'll take our resources and share it with that woman and bring her up. And she doesn't necessarily have to do the work. So we're seeing that we're not getting the reciprocation or the sentiments or the appreciation for these things that they've been benefited since the beginning of time.
Yeah, shit. If this one, Claudia, the one in that like green outfit, that's the masses, then I owe y'all apology. But nah, man, I know so many females that I do work with that work with their guys and stuff, man. And I know there's a large portion that ain't like this. But yeah, her right there, she definitely bitter. Like she's yeah.
No, there is a large wave of them. Now you listen, your world is small, sophisticated. There's 300 million people plus in this country. Your world is very not even less than 0.1%. But you look
that could be, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure you don't have a real big circle, right? You're the type of person you look like you just don't got a gang of people following. No, you got a certain select. So once again, she is the sentiment, she is the voice of I'll say probably particularly black women, probably like 80% to 90% of black women think like her now. This is the dating market. This is your wife potential that you're looking at. This mindset, and she's going in with this. Why you think this is why men are saying, whoa, 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 whoa. Because once I tell you, and I've been saying this since I've been there, no man wants to just be used like that, right? We want to show us a little bit of reverence, right? Then we'll give you the fucking world. We'll share everything with you. But just don't come out and put us on blast like that and talk like that.
Yeah, nah, she you can tell she bitter as hell.
Yeah, she's clowning us. She's literally clowning us.
Yeah, let's go ahead to the video.
Not getting the privilege. You guys run the world literally. Like you go to countries, you take clubs, you knock people over the head, you take their land, you take their women, you take their jewelry, you take their gold, you take their silver, you take everything.
Don't forget the spices.
Oh, and the spices that they never use, mind you. Colonizers, like, please, will it kill you to use them? I never said it wrong. That's why you laughed last time.
No.
Cumin. I said cumin, whatever. But they don't use them. And it's like this whole, maybe I'm old school, but I've never been one to have sympathy or empathy for participation trophies. And I stand by that. Yeah. I feel like when we do that, like we take away like what exceptionalism, I try to say a big word with the brain. You take away from the people that really work hard to like be great. Mm-hmm. And that goes in all areas, relationships. Everyone's like got a voice. Everyone counts. Everyone matters. Even when they say idiotic, stupid things. I am a fan of people that say dumb shit not being heard, and I am all for suppressing them. You're not oppressed. You're just stupid, and we don't want to hear from you.
I mean, a fair point,
Oh, yeah,
because I know a lot of people feel that way. I'm more of the school of thought of I'm always ready to compete. I'm always ready to show up, because when it really comes down to it, if we're going, you know, step by step, toe to toe, I'm not backing down, because I know what I bring to the table, and I know that that's not just smoke and mirrors. So I'm actually a fan of people telling you who they are, as opposed to me wasting time trying to guess.
I get that them telling us who they are, but I just won't feel bad for them. And I do think this culture right now, and I know we got to wrap this one up, it's becoming a breeding ground for no relationships. You know, like these men are like, we don't feel heard. We're oppressed. We're oppressed. And then women are like, wait, what? I have to do all this and that and still do work, like operate in my masculine space. Yeah. I see women becoming more masculine because we're being forced to fend for ourselves, right? And men becoming more feminine because they're looking literally for their mother in their relationships. And that is lowering sex drive. It's lowering the urge of having a relationship. And it's feeling like pressure when you have the responsibilities of a regular relationship. Yeah. Like asking someone to call you back when they say is now pressure. It's too much for them. They can't take it. Oh my God. So I don't know. I can't be your mother and your lover, because if I'm your mom and I'm doing motherly things for you, I'm not going to be as freaky, because that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just funny sometimes when they do be mentioning some of these dudes, because they do sound soft, but it's just like that's an issue if you can only find those type of guys. Because I know there's a lot of masculine guys out here. But I was gonna ask y'all a question. Do you think like a female like Claudia Jordan actually wants a masculine man that's like in charge, running the show type of guy? Or
I don't think so, man. And that's why she's talking about like some of these lames that will probably put like, you know, half of the foot in there. Or maybe these guys
Wait, would you call them lames? Why would you call them that?
Because these are the type of men, right, that they're choosing and they're complaining about, right? But I'm just putting it out there because the way how like she's describing most of these dudes or whatever, I feel like if she really got with a real dude, like she would have probably already been in her place right now. She wouldn't be talking to this reckless. But I feel like at the same time, I'm not finished. At the same time, you could probably meet those type of dudes, right? That will put you in a place that will actually step into play and be masculine, but you're not ready for those type of men. Or those men are not, I'm not saying they're not ready for you, but you're just not it. You don't bring that type of energy out there like that. So, you know, it's interesting to hear women complain about certain dudes, but you probably would be picking like the lame dudes or lame type of dudes to complain about. It's all about choicing. That's all I'm just saying.
So once again, right? Once again, we're missing the whole picture here. They don't want leaders. They don't want leaders. They don't want masculine men. They want masculine men to feel on, but not to psychologically impair them from their dreams. So there's a difference, right? They don't want to like a guy who's totally. That's why they chase rappers, athletes, right? They like the aesthetics plus the money, right? That's why they chase these actors, right? That's why they're so adamant about trying to get to these guys, right? So we understand that what women want, right? They want the most successful masculine man that they can break, right?
He's a break.
She just really stated it right there, right? She wants to get with you, and then her objective with her femininity and her vagina is to leverage you out, because this is what they're doing in dating right now. If you date women right now, they expect you just for dating, right? Let's say you go on one date. These women expect you to cut off your roster. So they're already implementing on your end commitment, even though you're just dating. You're not in a commitment. You haven't came to a full, okay, are we going to work out or not? They want it off the top because they feel they deserve. They deserve this shit. The entitlement is real, man. And I would hate to say this, right? Shout out once again to Cam, right? Do not walk into a burning house. Do not walk into this burning house. She's a burning house right there. That's who I'm talking about. This woman, you know for sure that she's going to run that house rugged. If you're any man with any principle that stand on anything, you guys are not going to work out. 1,000,000%.
I agree.
If you tell it, even if you that dude, if you got that mystique, that yeah, I'm equal to you, or in some cases more. So I want you to treat me as you treat your peers. So that means that what she's saying is, you know, you can't. If you guys argue, your voice better be real low, real low. If it goes too high, nigga, you out.
Man, you know the one Erica. She seemed like she's more agreeable and stuff, but it's funny because I was looking at the comment Gray Pill made earlier, like, hey, you know, she must have dated on potential. But man, like she has a net worth of like $1 million or something. So she's pretty successful herself.
Yes.
So she's not even telling the whole picture, you know, where like she's saying, I'm not gonna contribute financially. She's like, he got it. So pretty much her money's for her.
His money.
So even though she got $1 million, she's like, look, my shit is over here. Hey, masculine man, pay all my bills, sucker. I mean, great guy. So yeah, nah.
But every woman, every man, and this is a very, I'm gonna get some pushback. Any man who marries a woman is a sucker anyway, right? Yeah, it's a bad. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's a bad deal in overall, right? Even if you're 50-50, right? Because you're taking a large risk. You're putting everything that you worked hard for, and all your things that you put together at jeopardy dealing with these type of creatures. Now, I'm not saying that there are some outliers that, you know, that might fall for you during the pragmatic part of the relationship where she really gets into you and it works out, right? And these are very, very rare. But for the most part, if you first of all, if you get on a knee, that's the biggest mistake you can ever make. One of them, right? And then put the ring on there, the $5,000 ring on there or more, you are bowing down to her to give her the control to the house.
Yeah, I mean, I could get a ring from like Walmart somewhere.
You say
old type of color.
No, you can't get the Walmart ring, man. You can't have the finger, but you ain't gotta go all splurge like that either. You can't go all crazy like that.
But guess what? The psychological part goes to her still. Even if it's just a $5 ring, she still get on that knee. Hey, that is the ultimate. You know, back in the day, the one who used to bow down to the kings. When when the scene come out, everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's when you used to bow down to the kings. Now they turned it all the way. Now you bow down to women, right?
Yeah, people. Funny. Me and my wife never did that. We so yeah, none of those type of practices. But no, yeah, it was just funny when I looked up her net worth. She worth $1 million. So yeah, she came to that situation like, man, you got to pay for this. Shit, my money going over here. So yeah, she kind of capping over there.
So yeah, this is what they expect. This is expectations. If he says, hey, you know what, baby? We're finna, you got me or something? I'm good. I'm not working no more. You finna take care of me. She's leaving him. ASAP.
So let me ask y'all a question. Do you think the one Erica, the one we talk about right now, do you think she's actually running that relationship?
Yes. Both of them are running it. Whoever in the relationship is running it. Because if she's keeping her million and he's spending his hundreds of thousands to maintain her, right? So that means, and I'm sure she got a ring on her finger, yeah. So she's married. So he's in deficit. So she has the leverage. She has all the leverage because she's married. Because if she goes to that divorce court, or if he goes to the divorce court, she's going to win whatever, because court's going to mostly side with the women, right? So women know this, right? They know all the power that's afforded to them or who's behind them, and they understand. Nigga, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because not paying me that money is bad for your health.
So do y'all think the one on the right, because she's like 51 right now, I looked up her age, do you think she got a shot in hell to like ever get married or get in a relationship?
Yeah. She got about 20 niggas in the friend zone right now. And she can pick anyone. Yeah, there are dudes waiting to step up to her. She's just waiting to hold off a little longer because she's trying to get the Tom Brady effect. She's trying to see if she can still pull it. Right? She's still But once again, right, all these women with this rhetoric they talking, still got guys waiting. Just can't wait. Oh, I know she gonna pick me one day. Ooh. No, he called, hey, babe, let's go out for lunch. All right, okay. Where you want to go? And he's in the friend zone. He ain't even got he ain't got nothing yet. Just, and she's just keeping him there as a parachute plan, just in case her ideology doesn't, get her what she wants. Then she'll settle for him, and she's gonna drag this nigga through the mud.
Yeah, she's worth 1.5 million. So she got a little bit of paper too. Yeah, they just don't want to come up off their bread. They like, look, I need to spend somebody else's money.
And on top of that, let's say she just can't find a guy, right? And she gets with the guy who's lesser than her. Boy, could you imagine the dynamic? Anytime you try to make her stand up for yourself, shut your broke ass down, fool. Who you talking to? You forgot who paid the bills there? I would replace you. Hey, that's what the conversation is going to be if you try to be a man. So she giving women like that, you got to be ready to submit and let her be the boss.
I mean, good luck on that.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, she ain't bucking. Yeah, I'm trying to see if she was ever married before, Claudia Jordan.
Hey, but there's a lot of men out here ready to do that though. The house husband movement is real. Drizzle.
So she still got like a couple of years left before she remains like single for life. So all she have to do basically just change her attitude. That's the
no, she don't. No, she don't. All she gotta do is take that nigga out the friend zone. M3, I'm trying to tell you, there's guys out here waiting, worshiping the ground she walk on. All she gotta do is walk outside the house and look left. Nigga gonna be right there to scoop her up.
Yeah, she'll definitely get somebody, man. Like dudes don't be caring, man. That's my whole issue with a lot of dudes.
Well, because of it's a pussy drought out here. So when they find one like this, and she not ugly, she pretty, you know what I'm saying? And she well dressed, you know how many dudes are on her? Because it's very difficult, right? Men, they like what they like, and even though, like you just said earlier, for Sophisticated Jerk, that these women aren't best for them, but once again, they're already been indoctrinated in their mind to be providers and protectors.
I know we talked about it before, man. So do you think we guys need to stop, or do we need to start communicating, man? You need to take a different stance or not go for that provider role unless like
that's not gonna change. But because it's too late, right? So it's a millions of year indoctrination, you know what I'm saying? But what we can do is with our provision and our protection, right? Or not protection, but our provider, because then what we got to do is demand what we demand, right? Like me, I don't give up monogamy. I don't give monogamy, period. I tell my woman all the time, I like variety. With this, I'm the man and I got all this resources. I want what I want. I want variety of women, and I'm willing to pay for this, right? Lifestyle so that I can have my way. But most of them try to, won't just be me and you. Ooh, why we don't need them? And then I say, well, I'm gonna have to get rid of you. Keep talking this rhetoric because it's just not. It doesn't benefit me to give up the man who I want to be with you, and you're not the woman you might not end up being 10, 15 years from now.
Real quick, I was looking up Claudia Jordan's like exes to see if she was ever married. So man, she was married to Datari Turner. He's got a net worth of like 10 million. They was married in 2009 and they got divorced, annulled in 2010. So yeah, that brother got up out of there quick. He was like, oh, hell no. Nah. Yeah.
And this has happened to white boys too. Don't get it twisted. Asians, oh man. I'm trying to tell you, man, they're crying to me every day. I'll be talking to about this stuff on the street. I just don't come on here and talk about this.
Yeah. Nah, everybody going through it, man. I was watching a live earlier, and Fatty was like, "Man, y'all be acting like this stuff's only going on in America." He was like, "Man, shit, Portugal and Spain have like 70% divorce rates." I was like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Everywhere, because once again, women are moving for power position. They're playing chess, niggas is playing checkers, and that's the way it is. And men are starting to see it now slowly, that women are not playing no game. They want that equality. and they will get rid of you, burn the whole house down to keep that ego, that mindset, to keep that I'm that bitch, and I'm something with you or without you. Because remember, back in the day, women used to get their value by their husbands. You know what I'm saying? The man that they was attached to. That's how they got their value. Now, because they're able to fight for resources and do a lot of things and extract resources without having the authority of a man, shit. Nigga, you think I'm finna cook for you? Then you better get you some Uber Eats.
You know what? You just remind me of something with cooking. I'm not gonna put nobody's business out there, right? But I was having a conversation with a woman who's married, and I asked her, like, okay, well, what things do you do for your husband, like, you know, to make sure, like, he stays healthy, you know, stays in shape? Do you provide and cook healthy meals? And she told me that he does the cooking. But he loves to cook, but he cooks. And so the reason why I'm saying this, right, you know, if you're watching, no, you know, I'm not judging you or whatever, but there's an enlightenment to it, right? Because how often women complain about, well, he wants me to cook and clean and do all the laundry and stuff. That's like a rigorous task, you know? He needed, especially like if they're working too, and he want me to do 50-50, no way. But no one has a problem when men are doing the same thing. And there's some men that actually do cook and clean. They take care of everything. And I don't know what else does a woman do besides just give them sex. Well, I mean, hopefully, because sometimes, like, you know, you have sexless marriages.
Man, but M3, it's like what we were talking about the other day, man. In a lot of these situations, and you could just hear how people talk about females like Claudia and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just like, man, they are looking to take advantage of somebody. It's no longer about, and that's why I gotta give Ruthless some credit. It's just like, man, they're looking for the ultimate situation to take advantage of somebody, and it's like fuck love and all that stuff, and everybody's just complaining about the little bit of work that we got to do in a modern time when, like I said, you're just literally throwing shit in machines, pushing a button to walk away. So, man, we're talking like this is the hardest stuff because, man, even both of my grandmothers on both of my sides, man, had 8 kids, worked, still cooked this stuff, man. So I was talking to them like a few years back because my grandmother passed only, I say a few years back, and she was just like, man, y'all lazy nowadays. She was like, shit. She was talking about like, man, when we had to wash clothes, it was like a 3-day process. I had to put them on a clothesline and air them out. I had to do all this stuff. She's like, man, y'all literally just push buttons and y'all be acting like this stuff is the hardest task. She's like, man, shit, when I got my washing machine and all this stuff, she's like, man, you know how much time that stuff saved? So yeah, when people are just complaining about like 50-50 working with somebody and contributed to their own household, the reality is man, they don't want to pay for their own shit and they're going to put it on somebody else and they gonna complain about anything. Because like you said, I had this one female that I worked with about 10 years ago, and she was complaining about her husband. Dude, like you said, man, he cooked, it was cleaning, and she was coming to everybody complaining like, man, he vacuums late at night and I gotta hear it. We're like, man, shit, what are you mad about? Just because he's vacuuming at night, he cooked too. You better be quiet and leave that brother alone because that's rare. But yeah, that's in people's mind. They just always, I feel like they doing way more than what they're actually doing. And that's the issue, man. We're just so entitled.
I get that I feel stuff, but damn, I mean, if you want me to express how I feel, I just feel like sometimes you need to shut the hell up. But that's just my feelings about it. But to each is their own. I get what you're saying.
But here's the thing, right? You guys have to understand that us men, we are our biggest problem because we're so inconsistent. We use money to shame each other. We use economic success to shame each other. We talk about other men in front of these women. We literally put each other down in front of women to make ourselves look better in front of those women, and women are like laughing. And I don't like that. See, like me, I don't even like to talk about, like me, I never do that. Homie, if you ain't doing as well as I'm not tripping, you still my homie. And I don't need to show up in front of this broad here. You know, but the point I'm making is we don't have the understanding of the issue of respect. When we disrespect each other, the women definitely ain't gonna respect us on top of that. And I'm not saying it's all our fault. I'm not going to all the blame, but what I'm saying is those things that happen, how we treat each other on these panels and on the streets, and how we walk around and mug each other, and it's only making the problem matter worse because women are playing us against each other. But you won't, this nigga will. Yeah. And that's how they're leveraging us against us to get what they want, and then they turn around and say, well, you ain't shit. So they use you out there, usually they just throw your ass out and off to the next. And we're just looking like kind of stupid because now the other men come in and pile on top of us. Oh, yeah, you can't keep a bitch. Oh, you ain't shit. You ain't doing it. You must not be doing the right thing. It must be you. But not knowing, or not how you say, ignorantly speaking, that this is not the best time for this. We need to be, I ain't going to say we got to be kumbaya, but we need to at least show some fucking understanding that this is the way we've been raised to be. We've raised to be providers, protectors, right? We're soldiers and husbands. This is what we are built to do. And women are taking advantage of this, and they're leveraging it against us, and we're sitting here clowning each other about it. And that to me is a losing battle, right? A house divided against itself can't stand.
All right. But yeah, man, we could go ahead and start closing down and stuff, man. I think, yeah, it was a good clip to review, man. Because like I said, I've been seeing more and more of this stuff coming out. And my thing is like, man, people got to just start working with each other. It's just like, I get it. If some dudes are in that capacity, man, they could pay more of the bills. And that's what y'all agree upon. And it's earned. And, you know, you ain't coming there with demands like you need to do this. Then, you know, that's different. Because I know a lot of guys that are provider guys, but they're, you know, the female ain't coming there demanding the shit. You know, they're doing it as from a place of like masculinity and stuff. But from when you're hearing a lot of females, like they would speak about in these videos, man, they come in there like trying to shame men. And it's just like, man, ain't nobody going to fund your luxury and all that shit. So that's where guys like, I do agree with Ruthless. It's like, man, we got to start giving pushback and standing firm. Like, nah, what y'all willing to sacrifice? Because that's what we never hear in these conversations. Like, you know, what people are going to sacrifice to help that man out if he is taking on that stuff, you know, what they are going to bring to the table. Because I know that one lady was giving some pushback like, oh, they want to know what you bring to the table. Hell yeah. Like anybody that holds any type of value should be asking that question. Like, man, what do you bring to the table? Because like, I know what the hell I bring. I got a lot of value. I got a lot to risk out here. I got a lot to lose. So you damn right. You better ask that question. And if they got an issue with it, then that's the red flag. You leave them right on the spot because that's a person that's just trying to run game and they trying to scheme you. So that's why they don't want to answer that question because they ain't got shit to offer you. And that's the reality. But yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay, man. Like
shout out for Ruthless, man. Thanks for coming up, man.
Yeah, shout out to Ruthless, man. We definitely enjoy like, you know, the conversation, man, and definitely come back again. So we're gonna be what we are, right? And I'm not gonna shame us for who we are. But we do need to be more on the same page as far as understanding what's happening here, right? How this is affecting our children, our sons and daughters. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hit them too, and so we want to prepare them for it as best we can. And that's all I got to say.
No, that's facts, and that's one thing I do have these conversations because I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes I be getting burnt out with 50-50 stuff, but I'm just thinking about that future generation. You look at the cost of shit; it's like, man, it's so outrageous, and the expectations that a lot of, I'll say, females do have for some of these younger guys. Like they be expecting a 24-year-old to be like a 6-digit earner, and it's just like, I be like, son, if they ain't willing to invest in you and work with you, leave that shit alone. And you know, the good thing with my wife, she echoes the same stuff to my son. She be like, yeah, don't be messing with no broke chick that ain't willing to contribute with you. And that be like, that don't let you have that type of leadership. So she does communicate it too. But that's why I have these conversations. Cause this is like, man, we got to level set these expectations. Cause they too out of whack. So yeah, that future generation shit is crazy now, but the way that people going on that trend is like, man, they ain't got a chance in hell to like keep up with all these demands and stuff.
Protect your sons, protect them, because you know how we say that men need to choose better and women need to choose better, right? It's all about probability and understanding. That's what it's all about now. It's no longer a set, I would say, a set formula anymore because of the current climate, right? Of the different temptations out here with social media, a lot of influence, right? A lot of and the ones who are being attacked the most and who are the weaker ones are the women, right? So therefore, now when our boys go out here in this world, I understand that we no longer have to worry about our daughters anymore, right? Because they are now the savage ones, and it's a different way. It's not violence or treachery, right? It's more in trying to get all they can get from whoever they can get and when they can get, right? And even my daughter right now, right? She's turned 14. I had to cut down the money I was giving her because I'm trying to teach her that I don't want her to get with a boyfriend in her age group. That's not going to work. And I tell her he can't afford this. You know what I mean? So I'm teaching my daughter, like, look, you need to get what you need. I'll get you what you need. Every now and then I'll throw you in something, little gift or extra. You know, might get you an extra, but that's not an expectation. I don't need you to think like that. Oh, because I don't want you to be thinking like this on your man in your age group. He's not going to be able to give this to you, even worse. But you need to be looking on character, and you need to be worried about your character or how you're going to treat your man. And this is what I share to her. So, and to the men out here who all have sons, you need to understand that when you go out here provide for these and you do for these women, understand that joy while lasts. She may flip on you anytime, and you need to prepare for that. And, don't flip out. Just learn from that and move forward. Keep it pushing.
All right.
Yeah, definitely, man. All right, man. Yeah, we're definitely gonna wrap it up. But thank you everybody for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships, Toxic Tuesdays, and definitely stay tuned for like more stuff. Make sure you guys subscribe to Man of Sophistication, and definitely subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships. And you guys and ladies definitely have a good night. Oh, actually,
all right, y'all. Be safe.
Let's see, look at the chat real quick. I bet that I missed some like the comments in the chat, but definitely you guys have a good evening, and we'll catch you guys next time. All right, later, everybody. Oh, before I do that, let me make sure I cue the music off. All right. Peace.
Knowledge and Relationships.